Welcome back to Leeds Lately. Before we get into this one, as usual, check out that classic football shirts link in the description below. It's an affiliate link, and if you use Leeds Lately 10 at checkout, you get 10% off classic football shirts on there. Loads of Leeds ones there, some classic Viduka shirts from the early 2000s, and they are not replicas, they are the real deal from back then in pristine condition. So have a look at that if you are interested. Now, today's video is a little bit different. It is, of course, the international break, but this weekend coming up, we do get back to our games again against Millwall. But today's video is going to be a little bit of a review of what's happened so far and whether it's sort of what we expected or whether we should be a little bit disappointed as Leeds fans. As you can see from the thumbnail, Leeds have drawn one, won one, drawn one, lost one, drawn one. And it's been a bit of a weird and rocky start, but the first one will go to the Cardiff game. And obviously I'm not going to do full match reviews because I've already done them at the time, but just talking about the season as a whole, the Cardiff game, nobody was ready, I don't think, really, from a Leeds United point of view. We obviously hadn't done anywhere near as much business as we've done now, and if we maybe had the firepower we have now, we might have been able to put Cardiff to bed. But again, we knew that it was going to take time, and Farke did tell us that himself, actually, in many interviews, saying, look, we're not going to be ready for the start of the season. It's going to take 10 games or so to warm up, and we are only, to be fair to him, 5 games into that. So, and it's a long season as well. It is a long season in the Championship, so I don't think we can judge too harshly, especially in that Cardiff game, the first one, and we didn't lose. We got a draw out of that one. Then we went away to Birmingham City. This one was a bit strange because they were probably better than Cardiff and probably deserved to be a draw. But the way it came about in the end with them scoring a penalty, it wasn't great for Leeds, and it was a bit annoying in the end that happened. But I don't think we really deserved to lose that game. I think we were okay, even though we went with a really sort of ropey starting 11, really not great in terms of what you'd expect from a Leeds United side. But yeah, we had to take that one on the chin and go into the West Brom game. Meanwhile, all of this is under the shadow of the fact that Willy Gnonto was refusing to play at this point, and I think we've just got to be fair to the management, to the staff, to everybody involved at Leeds United at the moment, and not overreact to this. We haven't had a great start. We're 15th in the table. But like we've said so many times before on all of our channels, us Leeds United content creators, it's a long, long season, and especially in the Championship, when you start to get past Christmas, that's when you start to go on runs and go for the playoffs or for higher in even than that and get automatic promotion spots. So the gist of this video is that let's not panic yet. Let's really not panic yet. I know it's only 5 games and most people will be saying, well, I wasn't panicking, but some people will be losing hair over this. But yes, then we went to West Brom, drew 1-1. Oh, sorry, we didn't go to West Brom. That was at Elland Road. I was at that game. Yeah, it was another one where really we sort of we rode our luck at times. Ayling's header was excellent in the end, but really we should have got more out of that game. But again, it's when you actually look at the lineup who we had that day. We had Rutter up front, Gelhardt in behind him, Shackleton as a right midfielder, Dan James as your left midfielder. It wasn't a fantastic attack, and it really struggled to create enough to score in that game. And in the end, we were only able to come away with the point. And it's difficult for us because we then went into the Ipswich game where we finally signed a striker and we put 4 past them and we scored 3 goals very early on, and it's like, oh my God, what's happened? We've been revolutionised. And then that game was brilliant. I enjoyed watching that game. It was a really good game to watch, but the problem is we then went back home again to Sheffield Wednesday and drew 0-0, and that's when people, I think, start to say we should be doing better than that because it's Sheffield Wednesday. But Sheffield Wednesday are right down the bottom of the league, but you'll know in this division from anybody who's been supporting Leeds long enough to have been in the division before with them, there's no easy games in the Championship. There really isn't. There's a lot of people who are big, strong. They really want to get in your face. If they're not as good of a football inside, they will try and bully you off the ball. They will try and close down that space, sit tight, not let things pass. And when you actually looked at Sheffield Wednesday's defence, it was like Land of the Giants. They had some absolute monsters at the back compared to our players. And when you look at our skinny little attackers, they just look like they weren't ever going to get past them, really. And that's what transpired in the end. It's a really difficult fixture for us to now go away and face Millwall at the Den, which has notoriously been a very highly contested fixture in terms of the football and the fans. So it's going to be very interesting to see how that one pans out. I'll be doing a live stream for it. But I think we've got to go and get a win and get ourselves off to a nice start. We've had a week now, or 2 weeks really, of training under Daniel Farke. We've lost some players to international duty, like Ilya Gruev, who played for Bulgaria, and also Glenn Kamara played for Finland. Ethan Ampadu, Joe Roden, both played for Wales as well. So we have had some players go off and do international duty, but for the most part, we've had everybody back at the ground. At Thorpe Arch, training with Daniel Farke and hopefully learning this system a little bit more, especially some of the new signings like Joel Pirro. He won't have gone on international duty, so it'll have helped for him to get some time where he didn't have to play any games, but he could really sort of learn the system and learn how Farke wants him to play in there. So hopefully when it comes back, his relationship and his symbiosis with Jorginho Rutter is a little bit better and a little bit more smooth and flowing, a lot like what it was at Ipswich, ironically, which was when he only had like one training session, if that. So hopefully we see that in the Millwall game. That's what I'm hoping for out of that. I might do a bit more of a preview later in the week before the Millwall game. You'll probably see a preview on the channel, maybe on Friday. And then, yes, there will be a live watch along and a match reaction and all that good stuff. So make sure you hit that big red button down below because we're trying to hit to 7K at the moment and we are very, very close now. So, yes, thanks for watching this one. Thought I'd just do a little bit of an update, a little bit of a chat with everybody. And like I said, in all my videos, really, get down in the comments, have a look at the results so far, see what you think, and we'll have a chat down in the comments below. But that's going to be it for this one. Thanks for watching Leeds Lately. See you on Friday, maybe with a match reaction. Thanks for watching.